AM 630. WMAL.
Hello, happy Thursday, 6:36 right now. Brian Neiman, Brian Wilson with you. We'll talk to Eli Lake coming up at 7:06, the latest on what's going on with Israel, Iran, and also Syria, which seems to be a place where a lot of things could happen in the next couple of hours, days, and perhaps
no kidding.
Lanny Davis joins us now. He, of course, worked in the Clinton White House and regular on the show. And likes to defend Democrats from time to time, but we love having them all no matter what. Lanny, good morning. How are you?
I think I offend Democrats and Republicans equally, but most of all, I offend you guys.
Well, without fail.
Let me before Brian asks you about the president's comments on business Saturday night in Roanoke. Nancy Pelosi the other day said that Democrats should skip the convention in Charlotte, saying that she's not encouraging anyone to go to the convention. They should go back to their homes and campaign for their jobs. That seems kind of bizarre to me, that she wouldn't encourage anybody to go to the convention. Are people running away from Barack Obama and his own party?
Well, first of all, I don't think it's dignified for the speaker to encourage people to take 4 days campaigning when they should be in the audience cheering a president on who's in serious political trouble. The New York Times CBS poll today vindicates what I've been saying, that going negative isn't the way. I'm supporting Barack Obama because I think he's got a story to tell that deserves re-election, but going negative, after all of the money they've spent, after all the spin that the press took on, the CBS New York Times poll has them dead heat. And by the way, in the battleground states, the myth that the negative ads have worked, there's not a single piece of data to show that they've worked. I suspect they probably have in certain places and reinforce people already who were voting for Obama. But in any case, Nancy Pelosi should be urging Democrats to be on the floor of the convention, cheering on President Obama, who needs their help. And I don't understand. She's been a very good speaker, helped get health care passed. Why is she abandoning Barack Obama? Because that's the way I read it. I don't think it's a good idea.
All right, so you know that I've been dying to ask you this question because last Saturday, and it's finally getting some coverage in the mainstream media, the president says, here's the actual soundbite of what the president said.
If you got a business, that you didn't build that. Somebody else made that happen.
And they say, like, the crowd, by the way, ate that up, that the president. But when Mitt Romney addressed this issue, the crowd went really crazy because they felt like it was finally something that Romney was sort of going on attack. Now, you just announced that you have a brand new business venture. And I'm going to ask you, do you feel like you built that business venture from the ground up? Are you responsible for that? Or is the government somehow responsible for your success?
Well, look, I could try to explain this away. I've heard the whole statement. I don't think you meant it. It's out of context. All the silly things people say when there's a gaffe. So let's cut to the chase. It was a gaffe. He shouldn't have said it. It's taken out of context, but he shouldn't have said it. And it's something like the economy is fine. He shouldn't have said that. It's the best thing that happens to human beings who make gaffes is just say it's a gaffe.
But you don't hear them saying that. In fact, they're trying to explain it away, saying that, you're taking it out of context.
That especially businesses begin with hard work by people taking risk with their own money. There's a really good comment, and again, I'm supporting Obama, but I disagree with the Bain Capital ads on the premise that there's something wrong with venture capital firms who take risks. Some of them go bad, but most of them are good. So Staples was a risky investment by Bain Capital, and I don't see an ad saying how many jobs was created by Staples. That was risk capital, people building businesses that grow because of people. Barack Obama agrees with that, and that's what everyone who's a good Democrat would say about capital. We're not socialists. We believe in the free market. We also believe in a safety net by government. That's
can you
imagine?
Can you imagine your friend Bill Clinton saying the things that Barack Obama said?
Never, because Bill Clinton, when, as Paul Tsongas did, a liberal Democrat from Massachusetts, and Bill Clinton, when he was governor of Arkansas, followed his campaign very much, said you can be a progressive, a liberal Democrat, believe in government, believe in a safety net, and still believe and be pro-business, pro-market, pro-private enterprise.
Do you think it's a thing that the president has not met with his job council in some 6 months?
Oh, that's a kind of a gotcha comment. Doesn't disturb me who he meets with. It more disturbs me what his policies are. I agree with his policies for the most part. The biggest failure, which I'm going to be focusing on, is the great moral issue facing this country, and the biggest failure by Barack Obama, because I think he's had some good successes. In my opinion, health care was a great success, is his failure to endorse Simpson Bowles until my children and my grandchildren, probably my great-grandchildren, I don't think I'll be around, we're using a credit card today and you're paying the bills, and Barack Obama owes it to the children and the grandchildren to say this is why you're paying our bills today, and I haven't endorsed the recommendations of my own presidential commission. I'm going to just harp on that one every time I'm on this program.
Well, I mean, you've said it many times before, and I have to ask you, Lanny, do you think really if the president is reelected in the next 4 years that he'll address that? Because it doesn't appear that he's going to.
He's got a base in the party that doesn't care about debt, because maybe they don't have kids and maybe they don't really care about using credit cards and handing the receipts over to your children. Say, pay for my round-the-world vacation, you pay for my receipts. There may be a generation of people that don't really care about the morality of that, but I think Barack Obama has 2 daughters. He's going to care that he's handing over credit card receipts, borrowed money that they have to pay for, and I think he's got it.
Well,
even by the convention, I hope his acceptance speech breaks ground, seizes the center. Then Romney has a problem. How's Romney going to pay down this $15 trillion debt without raising any money?
Well, how's he going to do without raising money? Well, he's going to cut spending.
Well, you can got to cut spending. Look at Simpson Bowles is draconian in spending cuts and reducing corporate tax rates to make us more competitive. It's a pretty conservative document.
Yeah.
Tom Coburn, not a liberal, supported Simpson Bowles. But Simpson Bowles also says there are lots of special interest tax loopholes that don't accomplish anything other than handing money out through the tax code.
All right, but let me.
You got to clean that stuff up, and that will raise the money. That's what Simpson Bowles says, and an awful lot of conservative Republicans now support that.
Well, let me ask you, and I'm serious about this. Who do you think really would do a better job at addressing our debt and deficits, Barack Obama or Mitt Romney?
You know, I'm a liberal Democrat, so I would like to think that liberals can do this better because Nixon was able to go to China, and you get my point that our base will oppose it. They're going to forgive us for doing what needs to be done to pay this debt down rather than the conservative doing it. But if Mitt Romney would step up to the line and say, I accept the fact that tax loopholes need to be closed, that's going to raise taxes only in the sense we're not going to allow people not to pay taxes. He'd seize the center, and then I think that Barack Obama, now it's a dead heat, would seriously be in trouble because this is Romney endorsing his commission with very conservative people on that commission. Tom Coburn, Senator Crapo from Idaho, not a liberal Democrat, voted for that commission, as did Dick Durbin, Barack Obama's own liberal senator from Illinois, and Obama won't endorse it. And this is my biggest problem with him. I'm voting for him. I keep saying I'm supporting him. But both parties are guilty of walking away from what must be done, and there are a lot of people in both parties that I'm aware of, leaders of conservative and liberal wings of both parties, who are going to be pushing the Presidential Commission, Mike McCurry and Frank Fahrenkopf, to insist that the second debate that we're going to see in the fall be devoted precisely to the question, what are you going to do to pay down this immoral $15 trillion debt? Will you endorse Simpson Bowles? And I hope that debate is devoted entirely to cornering both of these guys. And if they won't agree on stage, get them to agree to a compromise and to walk out of the room and say, this campaign at least is going to be, we're going to agree on a compromise, and then we'll go forward and debate other issues.
All right, Lanny, we're out of time. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks as always. We appreciate it.
Thanks.
Lanny Davis joining us. I would say this: Mitt Romney is running on the Paul Ryan budget, and the Paul Ryan budget does get into those issues much more so than the president's budget. Have you seen the president's budget lately, Brian?
No, I don't think